everyone. I'm so happy to see all of you here today. And thank you for submitting your videos and your questions. So you are doing an amazing job. And everyone is improving and everyone is learning. So just keep it up. So today we are in lesson 7 of our online piano course. And at our online piano university, I am Dr. Maria Pisarenko, and let's get started. So today we are going to continue with page 96, the flat sign, where we are learning the flat sign. So if you remember, we play on white keys and we play on black keys. So we already know what a sharp sign is. A sharp sign makes a note higher. So you move to the right from the key and this makes the note higher. For example, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp. So this makes the note higher. On page 96 in the textbook, you see the flat sign. The flat sign makes the note lower, so it does the opposite. So you go to the left from the key. B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat. So the note is getting lower, the sound is getting lower. And just for you to remember, it doesn't have to be a black key. For example, if you are using F flat, you are moving to the left, and so you have a white key. The same thing, C flat, you move to the left, you get the white key. So all you need to remember is that you are moving to the left from the key and the note gets lower, the sound is getting lower. So let's look at page 96 now. You have a song here, Rocket Away. In this song, you are going to have flat signs. Actually, I see B flat in three measures, as well as I see F sharp here. So pay attention when you have a sharp, when you have a flat. In the left hand you have chords, and they are, they're used, we have notes, tied notes here in the chords. So for example, the first chord G, B, D is connected to the next chord in the next measure, G, B, D. So it means you are not going to repeat the second chord because the notes are the same. So they're considered tied notes. It doesn't have to be one note that is tied. You can have a chord with tied notes and it's still you are not repeating the notes in the chord. So let's look at it. We will play one hand at a time first. Even though the left hand is very easy, but still I am going to play hand by hand. So let's look at the left hand first. We are in G position. So you start with your left hand. I will be playing and counting. The counting here is 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's easy, just a couple of different chords, G major, C major, and D seventh chord. Now, right hand will have more notes, and I will play one hand at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's play both hands. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, when you get more comfortable, you can just play much faster. So please practice this song 10-15 times until you feel comfortable. Remember, you need to manage the skill by repetition, so you have to repeat several times, as many as you need. Some people need 5 times, some people need 20. It all depends on you, on your own needs. So just feel whatever you need. So let's look at measure at page 98, where we are going to be talking about whole steps and half steps. So in music, we have, as you know, we have distances between the keys. So they all have different names. We have seconds, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, so, and an octave. And now we also talk about steps in music on the piano. So the shortest distance between two keys is a half step. So let's look closer. What is a half step? It's the shortest distance between two keys on the piano. For example, C and this key. So there is nothing in between, nothing. So these are all half steps. Half steps is the foundation of any harmonic scale. So when you start playing harmonic scales, it's based on the half steps. Now, a whole step is a half plus half. So the distance between C and D is a whole step, because so you have a half step inside and another half step. So you have whole step. So the distance between D and E is a whole step, and it has two halves, half and a half, whole. So the distance between E and F sharp, you have half and half. Now the distance between F and G is a half and a half, whole step. G, A, half, half, whole step. Now you don't have to use only white keys. You can have F sharp and G sharp. So F sharp and G sharp is also a whole step, because it has a half in it and another half. So the distance is a whole step. The same thing is here, G sharp, A sharp. Half step, whole step. A sharp, C. Half step, half step. Okay, so this is how it works. Now, when we talk about the distances and we start learning the scale, we start talking about the tetrachords. So a tetrachord is two whole steps, one half step, and again, we have another tetrachord, two whole steps and one half step. They are both connected with a whole step. So a tetrachord is two whole steps, one half step, and another one, two whole step, one half step. So, and these both tetrachords are connected with a whole step in between. So this you can get familiar with that, because this is where we start learning a scale. So the scale, C major scale. So let's look at page 100. So on page 100 you have your tetrachord C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and they are both connected with F, G, a whole step. Now, when we start learning a scale, we will need to move our finger under or above other fingers. So because we have only 5 fingers, but the scale has more than 5 notes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have from C to C is 8 notes. So we need to do something with our fingers. So we have to pass 1 under 3 or cross 3 over 1. When we are moving up, we are passing 1 under 3. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 3, 2, 1. And in the left hand as well. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 3, 2, 1. So this is our preparation for scale playing. And again, C major scale. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So you pass 3 under 1 on the way up, and on the way down you cross 3 over 1. The same thing you do with your left hand. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So you pass 1 under 3, and then you cross 3 over 1. When you get comfortable, you can play with both hands. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so please practice the scale, because you will need the scale in our next song on page 103, Joy to the World. It is another Christmas song, and we know that the Christmas is coming, so you will be ready for Christmas. Joy to the World is a popular song that we all know, and it would be nice for you to play this song at your Christmas party. So in this song you will have C major scale, and you will need to pass 1 under 3 and cross 3 over 1 here. So you will be moving away from your comfortable position. So remember that on the piano we are not stuck in one position all the time. So you are moving all over the keyboard. So you are moving back and forth. So that's why you need to understand that you will be using different fingers, but you need to use the fingers correctly. Okay? So in Joy to the World, you have Fortissimo, 2 forte sign. Fortissimo is very loud, and of course, it's a holiday song, it should be loud. So 4/4 time signature. What else we have here? When we look, we have a dotted quarter note with an 8th note. We have fermata sign here. What else? We actually don't have any sharps or flats. We don't do it. We don't play any sharps or flats. We have legato sign. Legato sign is the curved line over the notes on different lines and spaces. We use legato, as you remember, to build a phrase, to have that smooth sound. And that's it. Everything else you know here. Pay attention to crescendo. Crescendo is when you gradually increase the volume by increasing the pressure on the key. And so that's it. Just enjoy learning the song. You can press a pedal also here in a couple of places. So I will practice one hand at a time. I will show you one hand at a time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And so this was our left hand with the rest. I counted all the rests. Now I will continue with my right. So the first three measures we are having rests. In measure 4 we have rest for the first three counts, and we press G on the fourth count of the fourth measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 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 2 and 3 and 3, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 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 2 and 3 and 4. And now it's time to play with both hands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 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 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 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 and 2 and 3 and 4. And now we can play in a real tempo, and I'm not going to count. So this is a happy song, and just please enjoy practicing that. Now let's look on page 104. Page 104, where we are talking about the triads and the chords again. Here you will see that the chord has a root, then it has a third, and it has a fifth. So the chord with the root on the bottom is called the chord in the root position, and usually the main note of the chord is the root. Like for example, the C major chord has C, E, G, C as a root of the chord. That's why we call it a C major chord. So the chord gets its name from the root. So what is the main note of that chord? And of course, you know, we already mentioned before that the notes inside the chord can be changed, so they can be inverted. So C, E, G, E, G, C, G, C, E, C, E, G, E, G, C, G, C, E. So it can be moved around, it can be inverted. And so in this case, the chord will be called its inverted chord, not in the root position. So on this page, you will just practice your chords, like starting with the C major chord, C, E, G, D, F, A, just moving one key at a time, step by step, moving up. Just press a triad on every single white key like that. It was right hand, the same you do with your left. same, you just move one key at a time. Now, what we will see next, what's coming next is the song on page 105. So this song, you know, it's a popular song, key of C major. So here you see that music based on or on any particular scale is said to be in the key of the scale. So if there are sharps or flats in the scale, they are shown at the beginning of the music. This is called the key signature. So basically all you need to understand, in music, when we play more advanced compositions, as you are doing right now already, because you are playing and practicing so hard, and so in this song you can see that this song is in key of C major. C major is a scale that doesn't use flats or sharps. C major is only based on white keys, except for accidental sharps or flats. But initially the C major has only white keys. Now, if you have a song that will be, for example, in G major, then you will see F sharp next to the clef. So they usually put sharps or flats next to the clef, not next to every single note. So in more advanced compositions, we see our sharps and our flats next to the clef at the beginning of the composition. Okay, and let's see. I will practice one hand at a time again, and I will count. As you can see, the whole song is in 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So in the left hand, the chords are again with tied notes. So we have tied notes here. So you don't repeat the second chord because it is connected to the same chord, the same notes, like C and C, E and E, G and G. Now let's look at the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 1 and 2, 3 and 1 and 2 and 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 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. And now let's play with both hands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 2 and 3 and 1 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 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1 and 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 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. And now I will play and I'm not going to count. I will use a pedal also for the smooth sound, and for this, harmonic background to sound it much nicer. Enjoy practicing this song. The song is very nice. Now let's look at page 106. It's more about chords. here for your information. It's more of music theory for you. In music we have primary chords, so not all the chords are the same. So we have more important chords and less important chords. So the most important chords of any scale are built on the first key of the scale, like C, E, G in C major, first key of the scale, C, E, G. Then you go F, A, C, F major is built on the fourth key of the scale, and G, B, D it's built on the fifth key of the scale. So these are called primary chords of any scale. The chords that are built on the first key of the scale, the fourth key of the scale, and the fifth key of the scale. And of course you remember that the chords are inverted, so they are not all the time in a root position. And you can see on the bottom of the same page that the chords here are not in a root position. Now, what else we are going to see here that is interesting? A chord doesn't have to have three keys, three notes, yes? So when you have G, B, D, like G, B, D, it's called a triad because it has three keys, G, B, D. If you add F on top, the distance between G and F will be called a seventh, because G, A, B, C, D, E, F. 7 letter names in alphabetical order here. G and F is a seventh. That's why this chord is called G7th chord. G, B, D, F. It sounds more interesting. Of course, you hear the same G major harmony, G, B, D, yeah? But F brings it a more interesting color to the chord, like the G, B, D, F. With a G7th chord, you can also invert the sounds. You can move them around. G, B, D, F, B, D, F, G, D, F, G, B, F, G, B, D. It's like a Lego, you know, you can build different things using the same parts. Yes, you can build this house or that house, but you're using the same parts in the Lego. So the same you do with the sound and the notes. Okay, so let's look at the bottom of the page here. You can just it's just for you to practice the chords in different inverted positions. So play the following line several times, saying the numerals. So let's just do it for you to prepare yourself for the next songs that are coming up. Yes, so let's look at them closer. And we are on page 106. So you go C major chord, F major chord, C major chord, G7th chord without D, it's just skipped here, C major chord, F major chord, C major chord, G7th chord, and C major chord. So the chord C major chord is in a root position, F major chord is inverted, C major root, G7th with a skipped D inverted, C major, F major, C major, G7th, and C major. So this will help us to learn our new song on the next page here, page 107. So here you have blues progression, so it's very exciting. So the blues is another style of music that follows the same harmonic pattern. So in blues you have two measures based on the same harmonic pattern. For example, here, as you can see on top of page 107, you see 4 measures of the key of the chord that is based on the first key of the scale, 2 measures on the based on the chord of the 4th key of the scale, then again 2 measures of 1 measure of 5/7, 1 measure of 4, and 2 measures of 1. So this is going to be basically the primary chords, But in blues we have the same harmonic pattern that follows the same structure. So let's just look at it. Got the blues. So I will play one hand at a time for 4-time signature. It's not difficult here. It's very repetitive. Left hand first. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's look at the right hand. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 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 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 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 and now let's play both hands. At the end, you use fermato, you use ritardando, gradually slowing down. Also, what if you noticed, I did something here. I started on forte, then I did diminuendo, and I did piano. It was the contrast, very interesting contrast. Then I did crescendo, and again I continued with my forte here. Okay, guys, now it is time for you to practice the blues song, and it's very happy, it's very nice, it's already very interesting to practice. So practice it 10-15 times or 20, as much as you need. And of course, send me your questions and your comments and your videos. I will be happy to answer all of your questions. If you need any additional materials, I can also send you some additional materials I can provide to help you in your studies. So have a nice day. Bye.